into his career.
Yeah, he was like, I get to sit behind Jake Plummer. I'm good. I'm not looking to do too much work right now. Oh, Jake Plummer's gone? Damn.
Is that really his quote, or is that Alex Moran's from Blue Mountain State? Because that sounds like something he'd say.
It does.
It does. It was when he was on the Dolphins. He was like, I'm not trying to do too much work right now, and he didn't.
I mean, in all fairness, I've said it before, I'll say it again, the dude tried to retire.
He did. He did.
It's like, all right, I guess I'll come out there and yell some plays. Do you want the playbook? Nah, wing it.
And to make this even better, some random person at Ludacris, love that, Lewdacris, retweeted and said, how do I pin someone else's tweet? So
I don't think you're on the right... you're not doing it right.
No.
I mean, I'm not a Twitter expert, but I know that's wrong.
Right. So, moving on.
Retweet.
Drew Corrigan tweeted, Simmons passes to Embiid in the post. Double comes. Embiid passes it to Melo in the corner. Bang! To which Newman John Delphia at _P. Liddy tweeted, sounds like a lit-ass preseason game.
See, now, if I saw that tweet, I would have been like, and then the Xbox gets turned off.
Right. Oh, loved that one.
That's what Browns fans do after winning the Super Bowl. Turn off the PlayStation.
Right, exactly.
Used to be Cubs fans, too.
Right.
Yeah, they actually won something.
Yeah.
All right, Bleacher Report tweeted, LiAngelo is joining the Los Angeles Ballers in LeVar's JBA League. Really quickly, I just want to say, every team in that league is named the Ballers, which
That's
is
gonna
really
be
stupid.
confusing.
They have the Los Angeles Ballers, the Dallas Ballers. It's stupid.
Okay, so they're just cities with ballers.
Exactly, because they're unoriginal.
I think the Ballers are going to win the season.
Yeah, I'd put money on that. But Talkin' True Hoops replied with that gif of SpongeBob with the rainbow. Nobody cares.
He is correct.
All right, and we have
How
one.
many teams do they have in that league?
I think it's 6.
I don't know anything about this thing's existence.
It's only a few weeks old,
Ugh.
and they had really stupid commercials, and you can only watch it on Facebook.
Oh, boo.
It's bogus. Final tweet, tweeted from ESPN New York, Noah, in regards to Joakim Noah, on Future with Knicks, I love New York. For those of you who can't see, I just threw my phone.
I love New York.
Yeah. New York don't love you, Noah. So if you want to just, get bought out, we might.
What if, crazy scenario, 3-team trade, Joakim Noah gets sent to Philly for Joel Embiid.
No.
Hold on. Tim Hardaway to San Antonio for Kawhi Leonard. And the Knicks get those 2 players, Kawhi and Joel Embiid.
NBA 2K wouldn't let you
Totally
even
plausible,
force that
totally
through.
plausible. Who says no? The 76ers, they need to retool.
They do, and they'll get a tool.
That wouldn't be an argument.
All right. All right, guys, that's it for Sports Tweak to the Week. Are you guys ready to get some action in your lives?
I guess as well as I'm going to be.
All
Because
right.
this is not going to take long.
This one, not so much, because this conference is also bad.
Ohio, done.
No, that's not true. It's not true. The MAC, Mid-American Conference, consists of 12 schools arranged in 2 divisions, East and West. In the... Give me 1 second. In the East, you have Akron, Ohio, Buffalo, Miami, Bowling Green, which is Brad from Not a Clue. That's his favorite school, Bowling Green. I know. Kent State. In the West Division, you have Toledo, Central Michigan, Northern Illinois, Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan, and a school that I applied to, Ball State. Only one team...
Are there other Michigans in there? Just curious.
There's a lot of Michigans in that conference.
Do we have Northeastern Michigan? Do we have Southwestern Michigan?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it. They're probably in a different conference, though.
Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, the University of Michigan should be in there, but...
There's Ohio, and then there's Miami of Ohio as well.
And then there's Akron in Ohio.
Yeah.
And then Buffalo.
Yeah.
I love Miami of Ohio. That's just always fun to like confuse people with.
Not if you're trying to bet. It's not.
No.
You better make sure if you're trying to bet on the Hurricanes, you pick the right Miami.
Oh, man. Also, if you're trying to draft David Johnson, make sure you don't draft Duke Johnson.
Well, yeah. That's...
Although, the person who did that in the fantasy league I was in with Death Wish ended up getting the better D. Johnson for the season.
Well, he could not have foreseen that happening.
Nope. He just did not pay attention to who was taken.
He's more of a prophet.
Yes. So records. Surprisingly, Ohio with the 9-4 record didn't win the East. That went to Akron, who was 7-6. Buffalo at 4-4 in third place. Miami at 4-4. Oh, I'm sorry. Those are the conference records. Let me go back. Akron 6-3 in conference, 7-6 overall. Ohio 6-2 in conference. Ohio 5-3 in conference, 9-4 overall. Buffalo 4-4 in conference, 6-6 overall. Miami 4-4 in conference, 5-7 overall. Bowling Green 2-6 in conference, 2-10 overall. Kent State 1-7 in conference, 2-10 overall. Then we go to the West, which is where the decent teams are. Toledo 7-1 in conference, went 11-3 overall. Excuse me. Central Michigan 6-2 in conference, went 8-5 overall. Northern Illinois also 6-2 in conference, went 8-5 overall. Western Michigan went 4-4 in conference and 6-6 overall. Eastern Michigan went 3-5 in conference, 5-7 overall, and Ball State 0-8 in conference, 2-10 overall. They didn't have a single team go winless in the season.
That's a plus.
That is a plus.
Things are looking up.
All right. So of the 12 teams, 7 were bowl eligible. Akron, Ohio, Buffalo, Toledo, Central Michigan, Northern Illinois, and Western Michigan. There were some big games that happened in 2017. Minnesota beat Buffalo 17-7. Boston College beat Northern Illinois 23-20. Northern Illinois beat Nebraska 21-17. It's a pretty key win.
That is a key one.
Buffalo beat FAU 34-31. And Northern Illinois barely lost to number 19 San Diego State 34-28.
Buffalo was surprisingly good last year. Their record's not going to indicate that.
They were surprisingly not shitty.
Well, what got me is the fact, if you look back, because I remember watching Buffalo last year, and when they lost their games, they didn't lose by much. A lot of them went into overtime.
Competitive.
A lot of them were within one touchdown. So they were actually a lot more competitive than that record is going to indicate.
Right.
And I bet you the same can be said about most of the teams at the top. Northern Illinois, Ohio, I guess Akron.
I mean,
Akron always... I don't know
got
what it is about Akron, because they always seem to pick teams where they're like, you know what I want? How I want to start off my year? I want to get kicked right in the mouth.
Penn State.
Like, that's how they do every year. They're like, you know what we need? A gut check. We need to be punched square in the face.
Do you know what? They probably start their season with, who are we? Akron. What are we? A basketball school. That's probably how their season starts.
What are we? The home of LeBron.
We're the Zips.
That's where he should have gone to college.
Yeah.
Bring them a national title by
SUNY
yourself.
Albany. Could you imagine? He played at U Albany.
Yeah. It'd be ridiculous.
Oh, man.
I digress.
So they went 1-4 in their bowl games. They had a terrible record in bowls. Out of conference, 23-31. Again, which is not completely horrible for a smaller conference. But they only had 5 players drafted into the NFL draft, and the earliest was pick number 92. Pittsburgh Steelers took Chukwuma Okorafor, offensive tackle out of Western Michigan. Minnesota Vikings took Tyler Conklin, tight end out of Central Michigan. pick 157 in the 5th round. Cincinnati Bengals drafted Darius Phillips, cornerback out of Western Michigan, in the 5th round as well. Miami Dolphins, they took Quentin Poling, linebacker out of Ohio, in round number 7. And the Cincinnati Bengals took Toledo quarterback Logan Woodside in the 7th round. Logan Woodside, I thought, was actually a very good quarterback that I think could really be someone that you can depend on if you need someone to come in and really not lose you a game. So, what? He was a 7th round pick.
No, it's just the way that you word that. Like, I'm confident that you won't completely blow this.
It's true. It is true.
Which is more than I can say for Dan Orlovsky.
Oh my God, he's so bad.
Dude ran out of the end zone.
Ran out of the back of the end zone. All right.
Great job, UConn football.
So, MAC key players to watch that have returned. We're going to start Ball State quarterback Riley Neal. Last season, not the best year. He did get injured, only played in 3 games. And in those 3 games, he compiled 6 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, which I think the 2-to-1 ratio I like.
Mm-hmm.
So
can't be upset with that.
67 of 99, which is a decent enough percentage, I guess. It's 66%. 659 yards on 67 completions. Not too terribly bad for O'Reilly Neal. He's not going to be anyone that I really follow closely. Next player, Bowling Green quarterback Jarrett Doge. He is a freshman. Did play a little bit last season, only played in 7 games. He compiled 120 out of 188 for 1,381 yards, completion percentage of 63.8%. 12 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. Problem with that, he was sacked 14 times. So he's someone that, Brad, if you're listening, someone that you might want to keep an eye on if you're a fan of the MAC, which we all know Brad is. Miami quarterback Gus Ragland. I wonder if he's related to Reggie. I doubt it, but we can find out. 19 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, completed 150 of his 268 passes, only 56%, but he threw for 2,038 yards and had 19 touchdowns, which is decent for a middling quarterback. Then we move on to our first running back of the list, and that is Jonathan Ward, running back out of Central Michigan. He had 1,017 yards on 179 attempts, which comes out to 5.7 yards per carry. Not bad. No, not bad at all. Longest run, 79 yards. Only had 10 touchdowns, though. Rushing, 3 receiving. 13 touchdowns, not super great, but he's definitely someone who's a little more exciting in the conference to watch. In addition, we're going back to quarterbacks. We have Nathan Rourke, quarterback out of Ohio. He's probably the best returning quarterback of the group. Last season completed 161 of his passes for 2,203 yards, 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Average of 7.55 yards, 55.1% completion. I think he's just going to step his game up, and he's going to be so much better this year than he was last year.
Well, I mean, it also helps. He's got from what I understand, he has pretty much his entire offensive line returning and most of his wide receiving core. So, huge advantage for a quarterback for comfort.
Exactly. Then we've got, going over to the defensive side, Akron linebacker Ulysses Gilbert, who had an impressive season. Ton of tackles. His season high was 14 at Kent State. He recorded 5 tackles against Penn State. Only had 5 sacks on the season. Well, I say only 5 isn't terrible. But he's someone to watch out for. Definitely going to be Someone that is going to clog up some running lanes and really